Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today I have something really special to share with Logic Pro users, and I have got my hands into beta version of control surface for MP MIDI, and it's really awesome. I have to say that will revolutionize how you work, and at least I've been extremely excited to get my hands on that beta and testing it out. My voice is a bit of a kind of a mellow in the respect that I have a kind of a bit of a flu, but if that doesn't kind of disturb you, it doesn't disturb me. I might need to take some water and drink in order to keep my voice, but anyway, I'm excited to share about this news about MP MIDI Control Surface for Logic Pro. So let's get going with that, and I hope you liked the early glimpse of the beta and the product that will come out as said. Okay, let's get going. All right, so let's get going with this interesting topic. So in the video I have several screens. I have the camera that you see in my desk and what I'm doing in the desk, and specifically what I'm doing with the MP MIDI controller. Then you see my main screen, you see me in this camera, and then you have my view to my iPad, and of course you have a screen from the MP MIDI controller that is also displayed in this video. So I hope that through these different views and windows and cameras you'll see kind of like, you know, what I'm doing here with these devices. But let's dive into the main topic of the day, and that's the MP MIDI controller with a beta version of Logic Pro Control Surface. And I'll go first through the kind of basics of it. So you have a channel view that I can go basically, you know, a next track, a previous track, and I of course I can do you know, play. Let's go actually to stereo out. I want to just basically lower that down so it the music, if I'm playing something, it does not disturb the talk. Then of course I can go back and select from here the track that I was in, for example Expunge or so, and as you can see the logic is of course following it as is. So that's basically pretty awesome in that sense, so that, you know, it the logic and this is synchronized nicely. And so now if I press play, it starts to play, but of course now the sound is mellow so that you don't kind of hear it and it does not disturb the demo. Anyway, this is one of the views, and then of course here I can go into timeline. So if I go like over there, then I place with this one I place basically the left marker, and then I place the right marker. So now I can then basically loop this section and work in it. So here I can actually let's also open and close. You can open and close the mixer, so you can basically zoom in, zoom out in here, and then you can move in timeline in different places. So you have these controls are built in here, and so that is one view. Then another view is the mixer view. So that let's open actually the mixer so you see what's going on there. So I can then in the mixer view I can basically go and you know, solo a track, or I can mute a track, of course. So it has all the basic controls. Then of course I can go into any track that is in my project, and then basically the, you know, the Logic Pro will follow in that respect. So that is pretty awesome. And so let's go to a like next track. So then, you know, all that is kind of like linked in. So that's a mixer view. Then this is the channel view, and then you have also button base where you can have and you can actually program these by yourself. These are pre-made by them, at the moment, and you can go into the plugin control or a mixer view. But then you, of course, you have here a play or stop, and then you have a copy paste and so on and so forth. So anyway, and then let's take the mixer out for a second. Let's go to button panes. Like if I bring in automation, I just press that and I'll get automation. So you can also do these keyboard shortcuts here and run macros against Logic, which makes it pretty convenient. So you can do quite a lot of things within it. So you have a mixer, you can bank 8 channels at a time. So you can basically bank to all of the channels that you have and see, and the names of the tracks as well as the colors are here. Okay. So the name and the colors are here. So basically that's pretty neat. As you see, let's put the mixer on. So then basically when I'm banking, you can see that you know the names match to the tracks. So does the colors underneath. So that's pretty neat. And then of course if I'm kind of changing it, the volume, it will of course reflect accordingly in all places. So let's maybe go to the first page. Now if I also take and go from here to my first page and I select, for example, this grass. So now if I'm moving here, you can see that my fader, of course, in SSL follows me as well. So that is all nicely integrated with, you know, all your control surfaces. So, and again, if I move here, it will move it in MP MIDI controller in the control surface. So that's about the mixer. And then let's go and go into the channel mode, because this is actually pretty interesting. So I can get actually view of my tracks. Then if I go into, for example, my first, which is an audio track, so I can basically bring in the plugins that I have there. I can actually look them. It actually also, if I remove this into the next, into my main view, you can see that there is a small image here in screen, so you can actually bring your blocking image over there. Then if I'm doing an attack gain and threshold, I can actually then, you know, I don't need to use mouse. That's one pretty awesome thing, but I can basically go here and tweak the plugin parameters. And there are all these encoders or rotary encoders around, and there is like 4x8 encoders that you can then map. I'll show that as well in a bit. But anyway, they have also pre-mapped the Logic own plugins, like the factory plugins. So if I do like a phase invert here, you can see that the plugin in a window actually reacts to that, or if I do and change a gain or a balance or whatnot. And you can kind of, as a dimmed, you can see the plugin in the background. But let's take an empty track, so we could go basically, let's go to the channel and track number 8. So now you see the name that you see there, you see it here. Then now if I'm actually starting to bring, let's go back there. If I'm starting to bring plugins into this channel, I can do it actually from here as well. That, you know, for example, if I would like to bring in a black box analog device, so I have it here. Then when I tap it over here, it will bring the stored mappings as well. You can see the image in the background. So I have it there. So now I can basically go and tweak, you know, the plugin from here, and then of course I can like switch the saturation on, and then now then start working on it in different controls. Then of course I can bring a next plugin into it, so I can easily then, you know, say, let's say that I want to bring an LA2A into it. So when I actually click on there, now I have the LA2A, but that's not yet mapped. So what I can do there is that, and now I show how simply I can map things. So this is a simple plugin. So what I can do is that I can basically then go and say that link parameters, and I want to link them here. So I'll just first touch this one, and I want it to be the peak reduction, and the next one is gain. I might want to have others mapped as well, but these are the main controllers, like the gain and peak reduction. Then if I do a long press, I can color code this so that that you can actually, you can define basically your own color coding on it, and then now you could actually save this as well, so that you say that save as, and then you provide the name of what is displayed here. So UADX, and so you say UADX LA3A, and then you save it. And then once you click on the plugin, it will basically recall your configuration. Now I guess there is a small feature still in here that I need to actually save as it as a LA2A and space. So let's see now. Let's go to black box and now go to LA2A. So no, okay. Maybe I typed something wrong as well. Let's see. Oh, I'll delete this one if I can. No, I'll take that off. And then, yeah, okay, but I guess I managed to do something that I lost the linking, but anyway, now I can link them again. So let's link the peak reduction here, and then again as next, and then now we say here that save. Then if we go to black box, everything is mapped as I have done. Then let's go to LAUA, and now they are saved. So now you can see that it brought them here. So now I can also color code them, and then save again the plugin preset, so it will remember where you basically what was the configuration here. If I would like to actually bring in the mix and the high frequency button as well, so I can then say that link parameters, and I would maybe like to link them here. So I have the mix and then high frequency emphasis mapped, and then I can say save again. So now if I go to the black box and I'll come back to the LA, so now I have also those mapped, so I can deal with those parameters, and that's basically pretty neat in the respect that you can get your plugins here, you can tweak them, you don't need to use your mouse. You can actually from here go to any track and then bring in the plugin in it, add additional plugins. Let's take something that has maybe a bit more plugins as well. Let's see. We should go here. And then, no, actually not there. Let's do a previous track. So now I have the inflator. It's mapped, and you see the picture there. And then I have the Pro Q, and then also the gain. Also, if I let's go and select something where I don't have anything. So if I would basically then now bring in the channel EQ, I can then just basically take it, and now that is pre-mapped, so I haven't needed to done that. So you have the master gain that is over there, but then if I want to do a low cut, I can just basically say that let's do a low cut at like somewhere like 310 or so, and I can control all the parameters from here, as well as I can, you know, do a small bump in 4K, sorry, 2K, for example. Then if I would like to bring in my own plugins, like let's say that I would like to bring some saturation, I can then again go and bring in a black box here. Now I can do a bit of a saturation with black box, and I can move back into the equalizer, and I said, okay, I need to cut something from the lows, and let's do a quite deep curve. So that's basically, you know, how you work with this control surface. So it's actually more than a kind of a standard control surface in my eyes, because if you go here to the black box, and I'll bring it here, I can also, of course, deal with the parameters directly from the screen, as it is a touch screen, but then to get the tactile feedback, I can basically use these rotary encoders. Then I can go and see, you know, how is my mixer. I can bang through all the channels. I can solo mute them as we discussed. Then I can go into the buttons page and sorry, need a bit of a water. My throat doesn't like talking too much today, but anyway, we'll do this as I'm excited to share what I have here. So anyway, and then of course, if I press add the new track, then it asks me that, you know, what kind of a track I would like to add. Let's add a software instrument, but let's add a empty channel strip, and then say create. And now basically we have that in here. Then I could say that, you know, open, close inspector, open, close library, hide browsers, show browsers, and then you know, this can be programmed by you. So you can just do a long press, and then you go into the program mode where you can actually program a keyboard shortcut into this, and then it gets executed based on your needs. So it's very versatile, and I really love it. Even though it's a beta, it works pretty awesome already. I know that they are pushing hard to get it out, but of course, I don't know the kind of the final release date, but I've been eager to test it with them and using this, as it is so cool. But anyway, I also see this as a kind of a key part of my workflow going forward, because it makes things so intuitive. So like something that I've been wanting to have, and I don't want to use mouse too much, but then now I can just basically, you know, deal with this nicely and easily, and you know, tweak parameters based on, you know, what I hear, and with knobs and instead of mouse. So at least it's something that I like, and I've been looking to kind of have in my workflow and in my toolbox. So this is, in that respect, it's a huge step forward. Specifically, I like the fact that I don't need to kind of go into here in the mixer and try to press that button in order to get that a plugin or effect into mode of tweaking it, and so I really kind of enjoy this interface and this control surface for that reason. So now let's add, for example, now the LA3A. So now if I go into the LA3A, it will actually now remember the, remember the making, the kind of the mappings, and I can then tweak these two parameters very quickly. Then I can go back into the black box, and then I can go back to the EQ, and boy, I just enjoy. Of course, I could hear also solo the track that I'm working with, so I can hear it solely, or then I can mute it so I hear others and I see that how this track influences into my mix. But anyway, this is basically in a nutshell what it brings, but I think it brings a lot, so to be honest. All right, all the Logic Pro users out there, I hope you found the previous video extremely interesting. I'm all hype about of getting that product out from the door. I really thank the MP MIDI team of sharing the beta with me. This is not a paid advertisement. I have bought the unit with my own money. I'm just eager to kind of find the best workflow for me, to share those with you, and hopefully you also get some ideas how you can improve your workflow and or to make it the best for you. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like my content, it's important for me, and then of course also to subscribe to my channel so that I can share the more things with you guys when things come out, and regarding on the workflow improvements when creating music. So thanks for watching. Bye now.